years, the world believed America would dominate artificial intelligence forever. OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, and the West looked unstoppable. But in 2026, something shocking happened behind the scenes. Chinese AI models quietly surged to nearly 60% of global AI usage on major open model platforms. Some Chinese models are now processing trillions of AI tokens every single week, surpassing many Western systems in real-world usage. And according to Microsoft itself, China is now winning the AI race across large parts of the developing world. The scariest part? Most people in the West barely noticed it happening. AI war was never just about ChatGPT. When people think about AI, they usually think about flashy chatbots, Claude, Gemini. But the real AI war is much deeper. The true battle is about infrastructure, global adoption, open source dominance, manufacturing, robotics, data, long-term control of the digital economy. And this is where China began playing a completely different game from the United States. While Western companies focused on premium subscription AI products, China focused on mass adoption, cheap AI, open AI, scalable AI. Now the strategy is starting to work. The percent shock. One of the biggest wake-up calls came from OpenRouter, one of the world's largest AI model aggregation platforms. In early 2026, Chinese AI models reportedly accounted for around 61% of total token consumption among the platform's top models. More shocking, 4 of the top 5 most used models globally were Chinese. That completely changed the narrative. As for years, the assumption was simple: America builds the best AI. China copies it later. But suddenly, China wasn't just catching up anymore. It was dominating large-scale usage. Why Chinese AI is spreading so fast? It comes down to one word: cost. Chinese AI companies realized something very important before Western firms did. Most businesses do not need the absolute smartest AI on Earth. They need AI that is cheap, reliable, open source, easy to customize. And Chinese companies delivered exactly that. Some Chinese AI models now cost nearly 20 times less than comparable Western systems. DeepSeek, one of China's fastest growing AI startups, recently slashed prices on its flagship models by 75%. That changed everything, because once AI becomes cheap enough, entire countries can adopt it rapidly. Open source changed the entire game. This is where the West may have made its biggest mistake. American AI giants focused heavily on closed systems, locked ecosystems, premium APIs. Meanwhile, China aggressively embraced open source AI. That meant developers worldwide could modify Chinese models, customize them, run them locally, use them cheaply, sell them quickly. And once developers adopt a system, network effects begin. The U.S. Congressional Advisory Body even warned that China's open-source dominance is creating a self-reinforcing competitive advantage. In other words, the more people use Chinese AI, the stronger Chinese AI becomes. The West underestimated emerging markets. One of the biggest strategic failures came from ignoring the global South. Africa, Southeast Asia, Latin America, Middle Eastern markets represent billions of future AI users. According to Microsoft President Brad Smith, Chinese AI companies are rapidly winning those markets through low-cost models and government-backed expansion. Countries simply cannot afford expensive Western AI subscriptions at scale. Chinese AI solved that problem. Cheap deployment wins adoption, and adoption creates dominance. China's AI strategy is completely different. The United States largely allowed private companies to lead AI development. China did something else entirely. It integrated AI into national industrial strategy. Factories, supply chains, manufacturing, transportation, surveillance systems, healthcare, education, robotics, even military infrastructure. China isn't treating AI like a tech product. It's treating AI like electricity. a foundational layer for the entire economy. And that creates massive real-world data advantages. According to reports, China's AI systems are now deeply integrated into manufacturing and logistics networks that continuously generate training data. That feedback loop becomes extremely powerful over time. US sanctions may have backfired. For years, America tried slowing China through AI chip restrictions. Exports were heavily limited. Advanced equipment was restricted. The goal was clear: slow Chinese AI development. But instead, many experts believe the sanctions forced China to innovate faster. Chinese companies began developing domestic chips, AI architectures, lower compute models, sparse model systems, alternative infrastructure. Alibaba recently unveiled advanced new AI chips as part of massive domestic AI expansion plans. Huawei also became a central AI infrastructure player after Nvidia's position weakened inside China. Ironically, sanctions may have accelerated China's push toward independence. The West still leads in raw power for now. America still leads in several critical areas. The US still dominates. Frontier AI research, advanced technology, elite AI talent, cutting-edge proprietary models. Companies like OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google still operate some of the most powerful AI systems ever built. But dominance in technology is not only about who builds the smartest product. Sometimes the winner is simply the one used by the most people. China is now aggressively winning that battle. The pricing war could destroy Western AI profits. Problem investors are starting to fear. Western AI companies spend enormous amounts on infrastructure, but Chinese firms are driving AI prices lower and lower. That creates pressure on profit margins globally. Chinese models remain dramatically cheaper. Western firms may struggle to justify premium pricing forever, especially developing economies. This is beginning to look similar to what happened in solar panels, electric vehicles, manufacturing, consumer electronics. China enters aggressively, prices collapse, competitors struggle, and market share shifts rapidly. AI is becoming the new Cold War. This is no longer just a business story. It's geopolitical. Artificial intelligence is now tied directly to national security, economic power, military systems, cybersecurity, information control, infrastructure dominance. The country that dominates AI may dominate the future global economy. That's why governments are panicking. Both Washington and Beijing know the stakes are enormous. Nobody talks about. Another issue quietly emerging: bias and information control. Some researchers warn that AI models trained heavily on state-controlled information ecosystems may reflect political biases over time. This creates fears that future AI systems could become tools of digital influence and soft power. In other words, the AI race isn't only about technology anymore. It's also about who controls information itself. What happens next? Leaders may decide everything. Here are 4 major possibilities. 1. China dominates open-source AI. Chinese companies may continue flooding global markets with cheap open models. That could make them the default AI infrastructure for developing nations. America doubles down on premium AI. The West may focus on building ultra-powerful proprietary systems for enterprises, defense, and advanced. The world splits into 2 AI ecosystems. 1 Chinese, 1 Western, with countries choosing sides based on economics, politics, and infrastructure access. AI prices collapse globally. If competition intensifies, AI may become extremely cheap worldwide. That would massively accelerate automation across every industry. For years, the world assumed the United States had already won the AI race. But history may remember 2026 as the year that assumption shattered. China quietly built cheaper models, faster distribution, open ecosystems, massive industrial integration. And now those systems are spreading globally at astonishing speed. The West still leads in many areas, but dominance is no longer guaranteed. Because in technology, the future rarely belongs to the company with the best marketing. It belongs to the system the world actually uses. And right now, China is making sure its AI is everywhere. The global AI war is no longer coming. It's already happening. Leaders could decide which country controls the future of technology, economics, and even information itself. Will America fight back? Will China fully dominate open source AI? Or are we heading toward a divided AI world, where East and West build completely separate digital empires? One thing is certain. Artificial intelligence is becoming the most powerful weapon of the 21st century. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because AI revolution is accelerating faster than most people realize, and you do not want to miss what happens next.